this is Commandos Cinema and
Legendary hero.
today we're gonna talk about advanced warfare suggestions and kind of what we brainstormed. Now, first question to Legendary: what extra game mode or advanced warfare going to bring if they would bring an extra game mode?
Alright, so I think that they're going to be bringing special ops back from Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. Sledgehammer, which is creating the next Call of Duty, did work on special ops, and I think that they might actually bring robots, and I think this is just because it's a futuristic game, and I think they actually might have both. I think they might have special ops and they might have robots in it.
Alright, follow up to that question: is Advanced Warfare's extra game mode going to be better than anything we've seen so far?
Alright, so it might be better than Extinction, just because Extinction was new last year, and I know that a couple of people did not like it, but I do not think it's going to be better than Zombies, just because Zombies is, or has been around for so many years, for so many years, and I just don't think that a new game mode could ever match what Zombies did.
Alright, got any questions for me?
Alright, so do you think that score streaks will be powerful again like they were in Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 2? Or do you think that score streaks will be weak like they have been in Ghosts?
Now, just because it's futuristic and Ghost made a really big mistake making score streaks kind of like really like not as overpowered as they used to be, and Advanced Warfare's like development team Sledgehammer has been studying different companies and different things that they put in the game, and I think they're gonna make it like Black Ops 2 did, because since they're both set in the future, we're gonna have back our amazing score streaks that the Vito Warship, Lodestar, those like more advanced streaks that could like really rack up more kills for you. Alright. I have a question for you. Do you think guns should be futuristic rather than unnormal?
I think that the guns should be more on the futuristic side. I know that they have the 3D print gun. I don't think that they're going to have anything like really unnormal or different than what we're seeing now. I don't think that they're going to have like ray guns, for an example. I think they are going to keep kind of similar to what we've seen. They're just going to add a couple different things, like maybe for shotguns as an example, maybe a shotgun will fire just a regular shell at close range, but then if it can read if a target is at a longer range, and it might fire a slug round, like something futuristic like that. But I don't think the guns will be too unnormal like ray guns, just because if you add ray guns to multiplayer, then that would just be kind of stupid, and I don't think people would enjoy that idea, or at least a lot of people would. So I definitely don't think that they're going to go too out of the normal. Alright. I have a question for you now. Do you think that the maps are going to be unique and two-sided, or do you think that they're going to be more circular and plain? And also, do you think that the game is going to be fast-paced or slow-paced?
Now, just because they said there's going to be a fast game mode, and fast game modes like really mean like smaller maps and more, like you said, there's one side fighting against another side, just like Black Ops 2 did with Nuketown and Raid. They're two different sides and they're both fighting for one, and that's what I think it's gonna be like, just because that's what fast-paced means. And in Ghost, since the maps are circular, and in W3 most maps are circular, it was a much more slow pace, which made the game really not as enjoyable to a lot of people. And yeah, so that's your question. And following up to what you said about maps, do you think the exoskeleton suits are gonna ruin Call of Duty maps, such as like flying around or jumping higher? Like, how do you think that is gonna work out?
I think they're going to add some different spots that you'll be able to jump up to with the exosuit, and maybe some different points in the map that you can benefit from the exosuit, like maybe this log blocks part of the map, and if you have a strength perk on, then you can unblock that part of the map with the exosuit. But I don't think it will be like, oh, this map has skyscrapers on it, now you can go flying around the skyscrapers from skyscraper to skyscraper. No, they're definitely gonna keep it more realistic warfare. They're not going to keep it like you fly around like a superhero. It's definitely going to be more normal than I think people are going to expect it to be, and I definitely think it will be enjoyable to play.
Alright, got any other questions for me?
Do you think that this will be a good Call of Duty because it's Sledgehammer's first Call of Duty?
I think it's like, it's 50-50 chance because like it ruined the cycle of excuse me, Infinity Ward and Treyarch, and I really wanted Treyarch to do this next Call of Duty, but since it's Sledgehammer's like new game, I think we should give it a shot because we never know. It could be like the next big Call of Duty, or it could be like, like one of the worst ones. We don't know, and taking that kind of shot is really important for the community, as like MLG. And everything is like communicated by one thing, is like how you play, the play style. Like, I just do not want it to leave
Yeah,
Call
yeah,
of
I see
Duty.
what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't want it to be like Timefall or Battlefield. I just want it to be in that Call of Duty, feel to it. You know,
One thing I did want to say about Sledgehammer is they've been working on this Call of Duty for about 3 to 4 years right now, as of this point. And they on the last Call of Duty that they worked on, which was Modern Warfare 3. I know a lot of people didn't like that. They actually only had I think 8 or 9 months to work on that Call of Duty. So all of the improvements that they do, or they will have tons of improvements that Sledgehammer will be bringing to the table, and it should be a pretty good Call of Duty just because they've been working on it for so long.
how about options? Do you have any questions about that?
I think that for sound, I think that there'll be for sound, I think that the sound will definitely be better for just in-game sound if you're listening through it through your TV. And if you're listening through a mic or like a headset, then I don't think that the sound will be as good as we've seen in Ghosts. I think it will be more fair to the players that don't have a headset than the players that do have a headset. So I think that the sound will definitely be better in this Call of Duty and will make it more fair. And the color, I think, will be definitely way better than what we've seen, because if you've ever looked at an Infinity Ward game, the colors are kind of more dull. They aren't as bright. They aren't as basically they aren't as appealing to the eye. And the brightness is definitely more in the Treyarch games, and I think that it will be more like that.
Yeah, I totally understand because I wear a headset, and in Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1, it's kind of harder to pick up enemies, and it's kind of fair. Like it just gives you like a small advantage, but it's really hard since you hear gunshots and everything. It's not as appealing to hear anyone, but when you play Ghost or MW3, you could hear everyone across the map, and it's just ridiculous how I have that big of an advantage. And if I have that silence and amplifying Ghost, I'm technically like a ninja. I could hear everyone, and nobody hears me, and that really makes it unfair for people that do not have a headset, just because they just do not know what to do. They just look at the game, not the sound, and they could just get totally wrecked for no they're just gonna be like, what happened? Where was he? And you see that guy turn on him because he hurt him, and that's just really unfair. And speaking of the colors, I do agree with you that all the colors that Infinity Ward did are really dull, and it's just not as vibrant as Black Ops 2 was. Like, I just love the colors that are much more appealing to a player that just watches a screen. It's just a big difference. They just want to make a Call of Duty in the future, and don't you think they're gonna add extra functions? Like,
Yeah, I think they're gonna add more different features just because it is futuristic. Your character is definitely gonna be wearing things to make it more the game more futuristic, and more improvements. Like you might wear special goggles that let you see players through walls or something like that. And I have a question for you. Do you think that the game will be good that it's futuristic, or do you think that it will be bad just because it is futuristic?
well, I uploaded a video a couple of days ago about which Call of Duty is better, futuristic, moderate, or historical, and I'm kind of happy it's not moderate because I hate moderate. It's they have to follow everything, and it's not really as fun as futuristic like in Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 was just the best game I ever played in my life. It was like the best Call of Duty, and I have to say I wish they would have made it a bit more or less, futuristic, because we had already two games that are futuristic, and I don't want it to be more like Halo or Timefall, like that crazy futuristic. I just want it to be, have that Call of Duty feel, just change the environment around it and maybe change some weapons, all that normal stuff with the era.
Yeah, I definitely think that one day they will, or this Call of Duty, I think one day will be considered to be one of the better Call of Duties, just because, like I said, they've been working on it for such a long time, and like I said, it just because in the fact that they've been working on it so long, they'll have so many opportunities to make it good, and since it is futuristic, they have so many options that they can be bringing to the table for improvements for the game, and I just think that it'll be a really good Call of Duty.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was half of our first commentary. If you guys want more, leave it down in the description. Please subscribe to Legendary Hero. He's kind of like a really awesome guy on YouTube, and he's really on frequently. So yeah, leave down in the comment description what do you want to see next about Advanced Warfare discussions, and yeah.
Thanks for watching.